Two. Are we all turned on?
Testing,
I'm
testing.
turned
One,
on. Who
I
else
am,
is?
I think.
Who? Let
I
me
will
just.
be if you take some pictures.
You stop it! Stop lowering the tone of the adventure, Big Beastie.
Oh dear.
You've
It's
been.
a good thing that battery's not here is all I can say.
Yeah, this is just be more than one, I tell you. Okay then. So, if you remember, Studley is out in a shed. You are now administering the virus, correct?
Via the data chip, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Is it like a line going up, percent complete?
No. Yeah. It actually sort of like going across. You know, in the in this sort of like the old-fashioned way. Billy Bob is sort of like stood over a guy that he's just thrust his handblade through his the guy's forehead. There's quite a lot of blood around the place, but you've also sort of like frisked him as well, and you managed to get the code. And up in in the old man's bedroom, Hector is currently underneath a mask spell, looking like a woman, and has actually managed to give the information to. You've given it over, handed it over, and the guy's just sort of like writing it now. He's sort of like about to sign it, and just as you did that, then. You notice that the Orson behind you came something that appeared. One of the security guards appeared and said, "Ma'am, freeze!" Just give you this. I'm just going to give it.
I've got a new token. I'm going to zoom in and have a look at my new token.
Just hang on. There's one more thing I need to do because you won't be able to. You won't actually be able to control it at the moment. Yes, you should be able. You should be able to control it now. Can you control it?
Yep.
Yeah, and that will actually now roll your dice scores. So it's connected to. So if you do your thing, so and the guy comes up behind you and says, "Freeze!" and you go, "Ah!" Yeah. Okay then. So we are going to zoom back down to Billy Bob. Billy Bob, can you make a perception roll for me, please?
Certainly can.
Yeah, you can hear footsteps coming down the corridor, again, roughly the same direction as the guard was before. It seems to be sort of like not walking, it seems to be coming at some kind of a trot. You are currently hidden behind the corner of the room. Okay, Studley, I'm going to leave you for a moment because I think you're.
No, that's fine. Yeah,
you're waiting
fine.
for the thing to upload. Yeah. I'll tell you when it's uploaded. And we're back down to you, Hector.
Okay. She's going to take a half step back from where she is. She's standing next to the bed, and goes, "How dare you interrupt me and my father?" That's aimed at the security guard.
He looks all like, he says, "What you doing in here? What you doing in here? What's that he's got? What's he got? What's he got there? I recognise you. You're the other twin. You're the person that we've been told to keep an eye out for."
"I don't know why. I'm visiting my father. It's fine. Please leave us alone."
"You're not allowed in here. We've got strict orders for you to not be in here. Would you like? Would you like?
Visiting my father.
Would you like to make a con roll?
Yes.
Minus 10.
Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! I should have said no, thank you.
Time for
No
you
successes.
to. Time for you. You could have got a success actually because you got 11 dice. Yeah. Shame you haven't got any edge left. That would have been.
It is a shame.
Yeah, you could have said. You could have said, "Security guard, come to me," and
Do you want to borrow some? No.
No. He says, "You need to leave here, Missy. You need to get out here. You're not allowed in here." You notice that this is Mick, by the way.
Finished seeing my father.
This is Mick, by the way. Bert, that woman's in here. That woman's in here. And Bert says, "Go out there. Go out there. We're under attack. We're under attack, Bert, Mick. We're under attack."
Has the girl's father signed the document yet or not?
He's currently still reading it. Okay, Billy Bob, we're back down to you. What would you like to do?
So are you on the map, are you?
I'm on the map, yeah.
Right, so I heard the footsteps coming from this corner.
Yeah, exactly like beforehand.
So he's going to move up to this corner here and wait for him to come round. Does it sound like heels or does it sound like shoes?
Make a doubly logic roll.
Logic? That's easy. 6 dice. Normal roll. 6. Something.
You actually glitched, by the way.
It sounds like somebody rolling potatoes down.
You're not too sure. It could be the same as the one before. It could not be the same as before. You don't really know. Do you wish to delay your action?
Nah, screw it. What he's going to do is he's going to do exactly the same thing. He's going to get his handblade out, and as soon as they come around the corner, it's hopefully going in the same place.
Okay, excellent. Studley, your virus.
Studley's just going to go.
your virus has uploaded. Do you wish to do anything?
The virus is loaded. He's now good to wait for the next file from Hector.
Okay, you hear Athena over the comm. She says, "Is it possible at all we could have an update on what's going on here?" Billy Bob, roll your handblade skill.
Can he freeze if it's like one of the maids or something?
Well, that's why I asked you if you wanted to what to do with you delaying your action, and you said,
"Screw it, let's just." That's just one success anyway.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, this young girl comes round the corner.
Not Betty.
Yes, you figure it. You've seen it over the cameras before, and you just sort of like go, "Yow!" with your hand blade, so like straight through a cheek, and you feel it come out the other side, and you do 10 P worth of damage. She has no armor on, so she takes a full 10, and you sort of like go in the cheek and slightly up, and sort of like go through, severing a lot of nerves and blood vessels as you put up through your throat, and she lets out an almost like a ah. And then, as you slow your blade, she just sort of like slowly slides off your blade, and you just see she just slumps to the ground with and almost like she's almost like slides off your blade, and there's just sort of like a pool of blood that just sort of like emanates and sort of like seeps out from her as she like slumps. She doesn't make a noise apart from a slight whimper, and then you just see her looking up at you, Billy Bob, with her eyes wide open, almost like childlike, and it's almost as if she's looking at you saying, "Why?" like that.
Betty!
Billy Bob's gonna be like, as she's like sliding off the end of his knife, his face in shock. Like,
Yeah. I
He's-
can't
he's-
see your face,
he's
but
gonna-
it's probably
Okay,
just as
but
well,
he's
actually.
gonna-
Do it again. I
he's
can see
gonna
it
come
now.
over the mic.
I can see it now.
Oops.
Oh, no.
Okay, back up to the old man's bedroom. What would you...
Hector's going to say to her father and go, tell them to go away, Daddy. Tell them that you don't want to be disturbed.
He sort of like looks up at you and says, Elizabeth, I've signed the new will. What would you like me to do with it?
At this point, she's going to take it and draw her taser. Draw the taser
Hang on then, because we need to go into combat up at this point. So you need to roll your initiative, because you just asked to do 2 actions there. So we'll see what happens up here.
Right, click on her.
There you go. It's working nicely. Hector in drag. Okay then. So yeah. So you go first on 15.
Okay. So, question: have I taken the
No.
the pad net? Yes or
Yeah,
not?
no. That's why I said that, because you were starting to say, I'll take the pad and draw your taser. So at this point, this is where initiative starts.
Okay.
And you're going
She's
first, so he can't fire off a shot at you, because you're the person to act first. So it's up to you what you wish to do now.
Okay. She's going to take the pad from her father and
So that would be a simple action. Yeah.
yeah. It's a complex action for melee, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah. And you would have to draw your weapon unless it's somehow going to appear in your hand, unless you're going to hit him with the pad.
Well, she Hector has unarmed, so I was thinking of just throwing a punch, but
You can. It would be complex action. Yeah.
but that's complex, so I can't add, can I?
You could quick draw your taser.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, go for it.
That's all I can really do at this point.
Is it reaction plus intuition?
It's pistol skill.
Pistol skill. Yeah. Yeah. So you.
Successes or more because it's in a quick draw holder.
So you draw it.
And then I will fire off a taser round. 3 successes.
Okay, cool. Hang on, just 1 second. So here's his dodge roll. He gets nothing for the dodge, so that's going to be 10S.
That's 10S at -5 armor.
Cool. He gets 1 success but glitches with it, so he's going to take all 10 stun. And so he's going to take all that off there. And he's sort of like the are they stick and shock rounds or just taser rounds?
They're taser, but they do stun electric.
Yeah. So it's sort of like you fire, you quickly draw your taser from your quick holster and level it out and just fire 1 taser dead shot right into his chest. And he's just sort of like hits him even before he manages to squeeze the trigger, and he jolts slightly and then slumps down onto the floor. He seems to be unconscious.
Okay. And then Hector's going to use his free action and go, shit's hit the fan. We need to get out.
Okay, cool. Right. It's still. Does Billy Bob? Do you wish to do anything?
Billy Bob's gonna he's gonna sweep the floor, making sure that no one else is on in the cellar. So he's going to go into these individual rooms, make sure that this floor's clear, and he's going to relay that if it is all clear, he's going to relay that basement's clear. Is right. Okay, let's do this first. Is the basement clear? Or
well, yeah, if you want to start clearing it now, going from room to room,
okay.
that's what you can do, and I'll go back to the other people and see what actions they want to do. Okay, Studley, you'll still be waiting for the file upload, won't you?
But hearing what Hector's said,
yeah.
I mean, his precise words were basically, "It's gone."
Shit's hit the fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Studley's going to go over comm and go. Is it? Are we evacuating?
Athena's voice comes over the comm and says, "Studley, have you changed the will?"
Well, no.
Okay, she says, "Studley, hold fast." Studley, would you like to make a willpower roll, please?
Just single?
Unless you've got any leadership to add to it. Do you have any leadership?
2 successes.
Okay, yeah, she says over the line, she says, Studley, hold fast. You can interpret it however you wish.
Okay. Studley's going to wait where he is.
Okay. Hector, we're back to you.
Hector's now going to use his free action to go, I've got the code, send it when I'm safe. And then he's going to move to the doorway, pause at the doorway, and he wants to peer around the doorway because he heard the security guard call for the other one.
Yeah,
so he wants to check that the corridor's clear.
Yeah, and as you peer around the doorway, that is when the shot from the other security guard, who's down the corridor, obviously, that is when that comes off. I just need to check my range there. 7 meters. Aries. I know I've got the. He's got an Aries light fire. Does anybody know the?
It would be medium.
Medium, thank you.
Medium range.
So that's
It'd be
-1.
-1.
Yeah, cool. Right, so this is his. Thank you. -1 for this.
Is it a 70 or 75?
It's a 70. I've just rolled it and nothing seems to be coming up. Do you want me to roll it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll it again.
Still nothing's coming up. Okay, I'm going to refresh.
Just do a normal roll.
I'm just going to refresh roll 20 and see what happens. There we go. I think sometimes because I have so many things open, sometimes because I have 3 or 4 character sheets open or something like that, I think it just gets confused. -1, thank you. Okay, here we go. It still doesn't roll. Okay, I'll just normal roll it. 6 dice.
4 out of 6.
4. That's 4 successes. So you need to do your dodge roll, but you got +2 because you're in cover.
3 successes.
4. So that's 1. So that's going to
That's not
be
awful.
that's going to be 9. What's the bonus for?
The
Oh,
bonus
it's
is
your combat sense. Yeah. So that's going to be 9p that you need to soak.
Good luck with that one. Do I have any armor minuses?
No, you just have your
No.
So it's just your body plus your armor. So it's 9p.
Okay. So yeah, there was no. Yes, there's no armor penetration on the weapon. That's right.
Yeah, sorry, no.
4 successes.
9. So you take 5p damage. Oh, I see what you mean. Hang on, let me just check that. You go for this one. It's all right.
What are we checking? A BAM penetration?
No, it
of
doesn't.
what?
It doesn't. Yeah, it's all right. Look,
Okay.
yes. So did you take that? 5p? Yeah.
5p. Half health. Yay.
Excellent. Okay then. So now we need to Hector and we need to roll some initiative. Hopefully my little man's working.
That's what I keep saying.
Oh, there we go. It's gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, Billy Bob, your the floor is clear. There's
Why has he got a wound penalty?
I've got a wound penalty because I've taken 5 damage.
Oh, he's...
Yeah, but you're not suited guard 1.
Oh yes, sorry. He shouldn't have a wound penalty.
Oh no, he shouldn't. No.
Thank you. If I just add on 3, is everybody happy about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so just go up to 12. Okay, yeah. So yes, Billy Bob, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy Bob's gonna relay that to everyone. Basement clear. Let's get out.
Okay. You hear Athena say, "Let's evacuate, boys. Let's evacuate." Yes, Hector, you're up first.
Hector's going to use this opportunity to. He's just going to run for the whatchamacallit stairs and start going downstairs as far as he can.
Okay, so you need to
movement.
see how far you want to, how far can you actually move?
Running is 20, so 20 meters. So I want to move 20 meters.
So where will that actually get you?
So it's here. So that's 2 meters. 4.2.
So he's probably going to get you down to the second floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to go there, and then when he gets there, he's going to hit the send button to Stanley.
Okay. So as you run past it, suited guard 1's going to interrupt, which means he takes a 5 drop on his penalty, and then he gets a hit. Hopefully this works.
Billy Bob also wants to relay
-2 because you're running. This, I don't know what's happening with this, but it's just not. So he's going to have. I'll just normally roll it. This is going to be 5 dice on this. So he has 2 successes. You need to. You can dodge it as you come through, because you'll hear the gunshot goes off.
4 successes.
Yeah, so you hear this Ares light fire sort of like twang off, and you get down to the top of the thing as he shoots you. You can hear footsteps up above. You can hear him running, actually running after you. Okay, you will now go on 5.
Yeah. Have I managed to send Stanley the message? The will.
Yeah. Are you just running?
I was just running. That was the only action, and then I
Yeah.
wanted to
So
send
the complex
Stanley the will,
complex action will allow you to send it. So Studley, you will receive the information.
Okay, so as soon as Studley receives it, he's going to. Can he take a copy of it?
It's coming through to your comm.
Right.
Remember, it's coming through to your comm, so it's coming through to you. So, do you have any offline storage to storage onto it?
No.
So, no, you won't be able to.
Okay.
But you can. Are you just sort of like downloading it straight to the USB stick then?
Well, it's got to go. It's got to be uploaded onto the.
Yeah.
Uploaded onto the computer.
Yeah. So I'm thinking you're going to have to download it to your USB, the USB, and then upload it to the computer, unless you've got a DNI, and I don't think you'll have a DNI. Yeah. So you can start downloading. Hector, you're on 5.
Hector is going to. He's going to fiddle with the ring. To turn. Does that turn off the charm,
Yeah.
or is it just it wear off?
That's fine. We can turn.
And then he's going to carry on going downstairs.
You what? I don't think you've got any movement left, haven't you?
Oh, no,
Did you
fine.
run? Yeah.
Yeah, I did run. That's fine. So yeah, he's going to twiddle the knob thingy, and then he's going to use his free action to tell Billy Bob to say, "On the second floor, on my way down."
Cool. Okay then. Studley, at the end, you've actually managed to download it now, so you can start uploading it at this next round to.
Okay, which he will do.
Okay. We need to roll initiatives.
Me as well.
No, you're fine. It's just.
15 again.
Why did I get a -6?
I don't know. I haven't hit you at all.
Double wound penalty.
Yeah, that's what I'm. But I don't know where it's coming from. Oh
You're using the wrong.
no, I know why
Guard
it
sheet.
is. I know why it is. That's better. I know I've pressed it twice, but I'm taking the 30.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So we're up to 15 and 13. So Hector, you're up first.
Hector is going. He's not going to run this time. He's going to move down to the next floor down.
Cool.
But he's then going to pause for a second on the stairs, and aiming up the stairs, and he's going to delay his action to see how far the guard gets down.
Okay. Cool. So that's on 15. 13, you hear footsteps running down the steps after you, but he doesn't actually come around the corner because he's running a lot slower than you, because he's not as fast as a physical adept is, obviously. So we're down on to if you change your initiative.
Yeah.
So you'll be first up on 5.
Hector's going to use a free action to say, coming down to the basement now. And he's going to move down into. I need to move the turn order so I can get to the thing. He's going to move down to the basement, and then he's going to pause at the bottom of the stairs again, and then hold his pistol out, aiming up, delaying his action to see if the guard comes downstairs.
Yeah, again, I mean, he's running behind you, so the distance is going to be the same. So he's not actually going to be coming round at this round. But if you want to stay like that, the next round, your delayed action would carry over, and so you would. If he comes down the stairs, you'll get the pot shot at the end of the next one. Okay, Studley, you've uploaded the will now.
Right. So once Studley's finished uploading the will, he's going to take out the data chip. He's going to power down the computer so that it was how he found it.
Yeah.
Because, of course, part of the brief was that they didn't know we were here. And then he's going to, once he's done that, he's going to listen at the door to make sure that there's no dogs
Just
outside.
make a perception roll for me then, please. Yeah, it doesn't sound as if there's anything outside.
Okay, and then he is going to. How far away is the actual front gate compared to?
It's 30 meters, isn't it? It's the same as what we had
Right.
last time. That's what I've got written down.
He's going to head. He's not going to head for the basement. He's going to head for the front gate.
Just running across, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of more like a fast waddle.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, where Chudley's concerned. Sorry, Studley.
We need initiatives, Hector, and Billy Bob. Can you make yours as well, because you're going to actually come into combat now.
There we go. Taking its time.
Cool. Okay, so Hector, you are up first.
Hector is going to stay where he is. He's going to delay his action for when the security guard comes down the stairs, and then he'll take a shot at the security guard.
Okay then, Billy Bob, you're up. What would you like to do?
I need to move the map down a bit. 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I've just done that as well.
We do.
Okay, Billy Bob's going to try and dispose of these 2 dead bodies.
What would you like to do with them?
Stick him down the poop tube.
Yeah, he's gonna have to wait till Hector gets into the poop chute before he can like chuck them in.
Yeah, then you're going to have to somehow clamber over them.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really difficult. Okay then, so you're sort of like dragging them round to sort of like where the tube is. And we'll just put the blood splatter as the remains of Betty there. So the security guard...
I think it's wine.
The security guard comes round the top. So Hector, you can take your shot.
Three successes.
Yeah, okay then. So this is his... I hit. That's not a problem because he's not aware that it's coming, so he can't dodge it. So this is his soak roll. 1, so that would be 9 stun, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Idea, actually.
And then he will fire. He will fire back with his Ares Predator. Why is that not doing anything? That's really annoying me now. Hang on a minute. Let me just call up because it's annoying me that it's not doing anything.
It's not because you assigned.
Yeah, that's what I'm just.
This is Longshanks as a token.
This is not my role. I'm just seeing whether or not it's. No, it's not. It's not working on anything. Then there must be something wrong with the. Oh, I know why. Does that work? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's not him, because the one that right. This is my role now because I've got 9 stun. Okay, so this is the role. I know what it is now. On the equipment list.
Yeah.
It's still marked as a melee weapon.
That'll be why.
So it won't actually do it. Right, here we go. Situation is nothing. There you go.
Blanks.
So he gets 1 success. So you dodge first. Yeah, so he fires his bullet down, and you sort of like dodge to one side as he fires and coming down the stairs. Okay then, you guys need to change your initiative. I won't get another initiative round. So yes, Billy Bob, you're pulling the bodies to the tube. Hector, you're up.
Hector's going to take another shot.
Okay.
He wants to finish off this this guard as quick as he can, but he's going to aim and shoot this time.
Okay, cool. So is this going on your dice roll or your accuracy?
Dice roll.
Okay.
That's
2.
2.
So this is my dodge. Okay, he misses that. He actually critically glitches it. So what are we at? 9 stun?
No, yeah.
Yeah, and is it -5? I think. Yeah.
It is -5.
Oh, there you go. Bit of a delay, yeah. So that actually does 9 stun to him. So that takes out that he virtually 9 6. He comes around the corner, and you whack him with another taser shot, and he falls unconscious.
Okay. Hector's going to go over the comms. All clear. Time to go.
You hear Athena's voice saying, "Good job, boys. Let's get out of here." And as Studley, as you're running in your sort of like, you're building up quite a sweat, Studley. You know, because you're not used to this sort of
He's
like
not
running.
built for speed.
No, just roll a running check for me, please.
A running skill check.
Yeah.
It'd be on physical. Running. Is there any modifiers?
No.
No.
At least you didn't glitch.
No, it's all right. I was just seeing how fast you were running. So you sort of like going across, and as you going across, you see the Lockheed optic sort of like buzz past you towards the gate, and it does a slight whizzle and a wobble, and then turns over and heads over, and your comlink springs to life. Beep 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 beep.
He'll he'll answer
Beep,
it, and
beep.
he'll go.
Stanley, lovely.
Stanley, what are you doing? You should have been home. You've left me all day here doing nothing.
Mother, I'm a bit busy at the moment.
But Stanley, I've had nobody to sort out my feet today.
I did explain, Mother, that because of your increased medical cost, I am having to do a bit of extra work. I should be back. I should be back shortly. I did ask George from next door to pop in and see you. Did he not pop in?
Well, you know how unreliable George is. I haven't seen him for ages, and I'm sure my toenail on my left foot is growing into my skin. I've had a look several times today, and I'm sure there's something very wrong with it.
Mother, I can't really talk now. I shall be back shortly, and I shall have a look at your toenail. It will be the first thing I do.
Well, I hope you do, because I really need it sorted. And you know that corned beef you bought me?
Mother, I really need to
Oh,
know.
right. If you don't want to talk to me, Stanley, that I understand you. You obviously don't love me at all.
No, love you.
The comlink goes dead.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, Stanley, you get to the gates. You get to the gates, and they're not unlocked or anything. Luckily, you can, open them quite easily and sort of like push your way through. It's really interesting because you open it just a narrow way and sort of like squeeze your body through and then shut it rather than open it all the way. Billy Bob and Hector, what would you like to do?
Hector is going to follow Billy Bob where he saw Billy Bob disappear off to go down the corridor. He's gonna notice obviously the bloodstains.
Well, you actually you see that Betty's been dragged along. She's still sort of like gazing up with half her face sort of like being quite easily sort of like bladed out.
Hector's going to pause for a moment, looking into Betty's face and go, "Oh, Betty, what have you done, Billy Bob?" And then he's really going to go, "What have you done, Billy Bob?"
She doesn't reply when you say, "Oh, Betty." She just goes,
Yeah. That's fine.
Billy Bob's gonna give him a sideward stare and just trying to say, "My bad."
Yes, you're bad, Billy Bob. And then Hector's going to go, well, I think the best we can do is put them underneath the broken wine rack and hope for the best. But considering what I've just done upstairs, I don't think we're going to do very well here.
We actually splits. We cut. We have a flashback to the time that Hector and Betty were in the dining room having a talk to each other, and we see Betty there saying, "I can't wait to be in the papers. Oh, I'm also still single. I hope it does me well being in the papers."
Well, she's going to be in the. She's going to be in the paper. She's going to be in the obituaries, isn't it?
Found dead. What I'm going to do
Mysterious
is,
circumstances.
or what Billy Bob's going to do is he's not going to put them in there. He's going to stick like shards of glass in the holes where they're cut, so it looks like the wine racks fell on them and the broken bottles.
I think maybe it's just a good idea just to get out of there, especially seeing there's a guard upstairs who's just unconscious, who's heard the father say.
So Billy Bob's sort of like picking up broken bottles and sort of going into the wounds now. And Hector, you're thinking, what?
Hector's going, "That's a little bit too far, Billy Bob. Let's just go." And Hector's going to climb straight into the poo tube and start commando crawling his way through the tube.
Okay, and Billy Bob sort of goes, okay, and sort of like gets in, and he sort of like drops a piece of glass onto the floor. It narrowly misses Betty's head as it sort of like spears down, and he sort of like crawls. Sorry, that's the blood splatter coming with you. Sort of like crawls out after you. And you,
Hector,
yeah, go for it.
As Hector's commando crawling, he's not going to mention anything about the smell. He's just going to go, "Billy Bob, you better have been wearing gloves," as he's continuing to commando crawl.
Yeah, and Billy Bob, you lean up to answer, but all you're sort of like met by is Hector's butt. And so like you just sort of like think, no, you can't cope with that, and you just continue to crawl out, and you eventually get out, and then you Studley, sorry, you actually go back to your mom's house, and she's not too pleased with you at all, and you have to go through that awful phase of her actually ignoring you, or sort of like not being very pleasant to you, and you sort of like say, "Hi, Mom, how are you doing?" And she just goes, "Fine." And you sort of like say, "Can I look at your toe now?" And she goes, "Nope, it's not a problem anymore now." And you have to do various things to sort of like look after her, and
he's going to do his best to make amends. Yeah,
and you sort of like make her a cup of soya calf, and you sort of like give it to her, and she sort of like says, "Well, if you think that's going to make everything better, then it's not. I've been left here all by myself all day. I thought, Studley, you were dead."
He's going to do his best. He's going to spend some extra time and affection with her.
Yeah, you probably do with a bit of pedicure on her feet. Saw her toenails a bit. You've got one of those industrial grinders. Right. You just go like that, all the sparks that fly off. And by the next morning, you sort of like come down, and she's actually made you your favourite breakfast, and sort of like says, bygones will be bygones. And she goes out to her local coffee morning. She goes down to the local church, which is not actually a church anymore. It's just sort of like a whole load of people believing in, well, they don't even believe in anything. They just can't turn around and knit. And it's while she's there, Stanley, that Athena gets in touch with you. And her voice is somewhat quite subdued. And she says, gentlemen, this comes through to you all. She says, gentlemen, we've been summoned by Charlie. And she sort of like pings a location which is almost the same as the warehouse before, but very close, but not actually the same warehouse. And you're invited all to go there, and you're expected to be there at 8 o'clock that night. And you sort of like decide, that's probably the best thing to do. And you go around, and yet again in the crate in the middle, you see that like that speaker again, with the with the aerial up. And as you arrive, it's almost like you all arrive roughly at the same time. And you go in, and sure as you go in, the hologram immediately clicks on. And Athena, in her goddess's robes and her owl on her shoulder, appears at the back. And you just hear Charlie's voice. Gentlemen and lady, what can one say? Explanations?
Hector's going to turn around and say,
Job done.
he's going to roll
I'd just
his
like
eyes
to
at that.
say, just from the start, Mr. Charlie, that my role in the whole situation went swimmingly. Yes, I'll shut up now.
Hector's going to say, managed to get into the house, had security guards following me around, didn't manage to access easily. Stanley here did manage to provide me with a diversion, which I did manage to get up, which allowed me to start the my bit properly. However, we were interrupted, and then the old guy let it slip and said, "I've signed the will," at which point I had to take action.
I really do not understand how this could go so badly.
I would probably say it's because they're incompetent.
Mr. Studley.
Billy Bob's going to turn around and say, "You weren't there."
Mr. Studley, you are part of a team. And as a team you work together. Tell me, what was the issue about posing as a doctor to get close to the old man?
I know nothing about
I don't think it was a doctor.
I got, he goes, hello? It's anybody. I am somewhat confused how posing as a doctor caused so much hassle. Reports has it that there were 2 people unconscious, one person dead, and an innocent maid, which can only be called as an act of impalement.
Heavy drinker.
I'm somewhat at a loss of how this could have gone, how this simple mission could have gone so badly. And what makes matters worse, gentlemen and lady, is that they appear to have some kind of intelligence of who you are. Please tell me you didn't leave anybody around to say who you were or to give a description.
Well, I only encountered 2 dogs, and, well, as you will appreciate, I don't think they could give the descriptions.
No one's seen me.
That will be me then. I used my taser because I didn't take a lethal weapon with me.
Maybe something to consider. You'll be pleased to know that Athena has spent considerable time removing your images from certain places. However, they are obviously ingrained in the guards' minds for some time. I am wondering about your effectiveness. I can now see why Two Troll Johnson chose to, shall we say, somewhat abandon you.
My sincere thanks to Athena for all her hard work to cover my tracks.
It is interesting how things can quite quickly go, shall we say, wrong in this instance.
Oh, about payment?
There's a huge pregnant pause, as if you almost like think the comlink has gone dead. You know, it's just payment. Gentlemen and lady, what do you think you should be paid for?
Job done.
Ah, Master Billy Bob. And the purpose of the job was to do what?
Get will changed.
And in what sort of conditions was it asked to change the will?
So that nobody actually knew that the will had changed, because otherwise they would know it had been changed, and therefore it would be pointless changing it.
Studley, despite your rather rotund figure, you obviously have somewhat of an IQ.
Yes.
Was it
No
really
payment then.
Was it really necessary to deliver some kind of demolition to the windows of the house?
Yes, well, a diversion was called for, and just because the actual windows had been burst through, that wouldn't necessarily mean that they would automatically assume that the will had changed. It could have been anything. It could have been a bird flying into the windows. It could have been local youths.
What was the damage that you did to the window? Sorry. It could have been a pigeon.
Well, it was only glass. I didn't take up half the door. Or half
I think it was
the window
11p that you did to the damage.
The building's collapsed on.
Yeah, that's why I said at the time, please don't critically glitch and half the building falls down.
Unfortunately, apart from your attempts to try to remain the will being hidden, several of the guards reported to Marcus Jr. when they came back that 2 things. Number 1, his sister had been in the house. And number 2, that there had been some kind of a journalist in the house, and that combat had ensued, and that there was several deaths, including a young, innocent maid who, would you believe, had just got her first job ever, fresh from a rather sad and rather pathetic upbringing. And would you believe, she was actually going on her first date that evening.
Oops.
Yes. silence is the correct response. The will was changed, and I will give you that. The fact was that it was not changed in such a way that it was not known about. You'd be pleased to know, or sad to know, whichever you consider, that Marcus Lucindus died early this morning. He did die with somewhat of a smile on his face, knowing that he had seen his sister Elizabeth for one last time. However, the will, unfortunately, has been altered. Elizabeth has been left nothing, and the whole estate has gone to Marcus Jr. He is, as you can imagine, somewhat elated. Elizabeth, I am sad to say, took her life this morning in deep sadness and regret. As for payment, gentlemen and lady, he goes, your comlinks go bing as something enter your details ready for transfer. So it's come to you, so you can just enter your account that you want like it to go to, and it will go to. I give you this for your troubles. There's a grand total of 534 credits being transferred to each one of you. I trust next time when I employ you for a job, my fault. The rest of the money has gone for covering my expenses and supporting my reputation about this. I trust next time.
5,000?
I trust next time you will be able to complete the job more, shall we say, completely. Do you have any questions, gentlemen and lady?
Billy Bob's just going to walk off.
No, I'm sorry. I'd just like to say that this was my my first run, and I will hope to do better next time.
Hector's going to say thank you for the opportunity, and once again my gratitude and sincere thanks to both Studley and Athena in this matter. But despite the fact that we messed the job up, they've both managed to do good support. And then he's going to say thank you again for the opportunity, and I look forward to hearing from you in regards to the next job. And then he's going to follow Billy Bob out the door.
The hologram of Athena does sort of like flickers. He goes, choo! And you notice that the speaker box is now no longer transmitting. You actually notice quite nicely the antennae on the side goes and retracts into the box.
Studley sort of like still stood there, sort of like looking round and waiting. And after a few minutes, when nothing else happens, he goes,
Oh, right. Okay then.
and he'll turn round and he'll go out, get on his Dodge Scoots, taking the helmet out the back of his top box, put his helmet on, and head back home to finish off his mother's toenails.
Excellent. And that, gentleman and lady, Athena, is the end of this adventure. So you get 534 credits, a rather measly amount, and 0 karma. No karma at all, which is rather unfortunate, Studley, for your first ever adventure. That's it, done and dusted, ready for the next adventure. So, in order, I'm just going to move your tokens around because it's annoying me that you're not in the middle. And I need to change Hector's blue or Studley's blue because it's annoying me that one of you should be green.
I don't mind having green.
I might change
Blue
yours.
and green should never be seen.
No, we've
except in
been.
the night.
Okay then, guys. Well done.
Yes, thank you.
thank you.
Well done. So, before we go tonight, I would like to give the players the opportunity to say who they are and where you can find them. And we're going to start off with Big Beastie down there in the corner.
I am Big Beastie. You can find me in my own channel, streaming whenever I can be bothered. Other than that, you can catch me in this channel Tuesdays playing Shadowrun and Saturdays playing Mithras. Or other than that, I'll be in Will's channel when he's streaming Lurking.
Like RuneQuest 6, so that's a fantasy-based game using percentile dice, so D100s. A little bit more involved and complex than Dungeons and Dragons, but just as fun. Okay, there's no set character classes in Mithras at all. And Longshanks EPG.
Hi guys, you've been watching me playing Hector tonight in Shadowrun. You can see me next in Innova's channel on Saturday, as mentioned, playing a character called Hengist in the Mithras or RuneQuest 6 game.
Have you? It still says you're playing Total War. Have you streamed lately, Longshanks?
I haven't streamed since October last year.
All right, so it just looks like you're doing it, so don't worry. And finally, Chugawugga.
Hello, I'm Chugawugga, and you can find me here on Saturdays when I play Gully, the Apprentice Sorcerer in Mithras RuneQuest 6. Maybe on Tuesdays when we play Shadowrun, who knows. You can find me on Twitter, at Chugawugga, or Snapchat, at ChugawuggaWooWoo.
Are you on Snapchat? OMG.
Woo-woo.
I know. Yeah, somebody already had Chugawugga, so it's ChugawuggaWooWoo.
I think I have Chugawugga.
Does it have a picture of you drinking a woo-woo?
No. Do you know, like, in
You should
Worlds
do
is shuffle.
Oh yeah.
I'm like that.
Excellent. Well,
Yes.
before we go any further with this, let me thank you very much. And thank you very much for the moderating you do in my channel, Chugawugga. Much appreciated.
No, I do that just because I like to.
Thank you, all three of you, for participating and allowing me to GM for you tonight. And I would just like to say that I will be back with these three on Saturday when we'll be playing RuneQuest 6 or Mithras. So do put a date in your diary and come along and join us. Well, they will be playing a sorcerer, a tank, and a marksman, and see what mischief they can get up in the coastal town of Lindo. Also, please do remember that we come back next week to see whether or not they can do a more successful adventure, a more successful job, and maybe alter their reputation and increase their street rep to become the runners of the future. Fingers crossed. Until then, I would just like. Is it 15th? It's Saturday the 15th. Tuesday.
14th.
It is no
It's 14th.
14th. It's the 14th of October. So until then, I would just like to say to each and every one of you, have fun, guys, and I'll catch you all later. And until then, I would just like to say to each and every one of you, consider yourself well and truly waffled. Have fun, guys. Bye.
Goodbye.